Welcome, everybody. I'm Susan Carson, Director of Roots and Branches Network, and I'm here today with Jeff Fortenbery over here.
Morning, all. Susan.
It's so good to be with you, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. Jeff is going to lead us today in a spiritual practice. Just so you know, it's going to take about 10 minutes of your time, 10-ish minutes. Jeff is on our Roots and Branches prayer team. He's also on our board. And I also just love Peg and Jeff Fortenbery so much. So I'm excited for what you have in store for us. And I'm going to experience this practice as you lead us with everyone who's watching. So with that, I will hand it over to you.
Okay. Thanks, Susan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd just like to invite everyone to get comfortable in the chair you're in, if you're in a chair. Put your feet on the floor and just settle back for the next few minutes here. Maybe begin by closing your eyes. So I'm going to invite you to activate your imagination today. I invite you to take a few deep cleansing breaths. You breathe in through your nose and out through the mouth. Feel the cold air pass your nostrils and warm as it moves into your chest, down into your belly. And exhale. I invite you to set an intention for these next few minutes. What do you want to have happen? How do you want to experience God? How do you want God to experience you in these next few minutes? With that intention in mind, I invite you to imagine that you're in a crowd, large crowd of people that have been following Jesus. He sits down on a rock, and you can tell he's getting ready to tell a story. So listen to the sounds of the crowds, hear the kids playing, hear the animals. Breathe in a lungful of that fresh mountain air. In this lively gathering, Jesus said, there was a man who had 2 sons. The younger of them said to his father, Father, give me a share of the property that falls to me. And he divided his living between them. Not many days later, the younger son gathered all he had and took his journey into a far country. And there he squandered his property in loose living. And when he had spent everything, a great famine arose in that country, and he began to be in want. So he went and joined himself to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into the fields to feed the pigs. And he would gladly have fed on the pods that the pigs ate, but no one gave him anything. Now I invite you to put yourself in the place of the younger son. When in your life did you leave your father and travel to a far country? When was that? Was it far away geographically? Far from home emotionally? Relationally? Why did you leave? What were you looking for? Just take a minute now and talk to God about that. Jesus continued on. But when he came to himself, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare, but I perish here with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me as one of your hired servants. I ask you, what does it mean to come to yourself? What happens in that moment when you decide to leave the far country and return home? What is the longing that calls you home? Now I want to invite you to stay in the position of the younger son. Look through his eyes as you return home. Notice the path before you. It appears to be moving under your feet as you start to move forward. See the plants and the countryside on either side of the path as they begin to move past you. What are you feeling as you're thinking about returning home? How will your friends look at you? How will you be received by your family? Are there explanations that need to be made? Jesus continues the story. He said, and he arose and came to his father. But while he was yet at a distance, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and embraced him and kissed him. So now through these same eyes, look ahead at your father down the path and notice his expression as he recognizes it's you that's coming toward him. See the joy in his eyes as he breaks into a dead run with his arms outstretched to greet you. As he gets close, you can see tears of joy on his face. Feel his arms around you as he hugs you and pulls your head to his chest. And he kisses you and he tells you how much he loves you and how much he's missed you and how he's been counting the moments for you to return. Just rest in his arms for a minute. Take it all in. Think about what you're feeling right now. If what you're feeling right now had a name or a quality, what would that be? Take a minute now to anchor this moment with an I statement so that you can carry it with you through the day today. Something like I am or I have this feeling or this quality. Whether it's peacefulness, connection, love, warmth, home, whatever it might be. Maybe this is something you've been wanting. Sometimes God gives us what we need for the day before we even know we need it. Maybe in the day ahead, you'll want to reflect back to this moment and remember who you are, what you have been given for the day today. So I just bless you to go forth and enjoy the day. Remember, you can return to this place anytime you want, and you'll be warmly greeted.
Thank you so much, Jeff. That was beautiful. So thank you for creating that space for us, and giving us that anchor point with the Lord. I hope this time has been meaningful for all of you as you've joined us. And if it has been, and you don't already follow Roots and Branches on Facebook, on Instagram, those are great places to find out about other opportunities to engage in spiritual practices like this. So thanks so much for joining us, and we bless you to live deeply rooted in the love of God. Have a great day.